Pancho, Panchito, tú eres mi amorcito, ay Pancho, Panchito, tú eres mi amorcito, ay Pancho, ay Pancho.
Warning, the following videos aren't intended to hurt and or bully anyone. It's solely my job in salvation to report on what's going on with the YouTube community and give my opinion because my opinion matters. Sorry about that. Weenie Hut Jr. discretion is advised.
Wonderful. Who's that in the background? Is that somebody that you know? Is that a family member back there?
That's my daughter, rest in peace. That's Shanice.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Rest in peace. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Quick question though, just to get it started right off the bat. Your name is Alpha Lorenzo? Is that the
Yes.
first name? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay. But what do you like to go like? What do you like to be known as?
You could call me Alpha.
Mr. Alpha. Okay, the Alpha. Okay, I like that. Okay. And okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. We have 400 people here. So I saw that you recently saw Soul. How was that?
It was wonderful. It was like looking back in time, you know?
Okay. I said, did Landon hit you up, or you hit up Landon to see who set this whole thing up?
Well, I kind of hit Landon up. You know,
Okay.
I found out that he didn't get to have his baby for Father's Day.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of hit him up, and the rest, you know, took place. You know, we met up at my house, and
Uh-huh.
we spent a few hours recording and playing with my granddaughter. It was wonderful.
Okay. So you guys kind of shot some content that's gonna come out on Landon's channel, I'm assuming.
Yeah, respectfully,
Okay.
so I let him,
Yeah,
take
yeah.
all the credits for that.
Okay, sounds good. And how was it seeing Landon problems going on? How was it for seeing Landon for the first time?
Well, this time it was a little bit different because he's a father now. You know,
Uh-huh.
back when he was dating my daughter in the beginning, you know, I was in his behind. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't getting away with nothing, and so
Uh-huh.
now he can understand where I'm coming from. So now that he's a father, you know, we kind of had some things in common.
Oh, okay. So you think maybe a lot of things changed like mentally for him. He changed maybe his mindset a little bit.
Look, yeah, exactly. You know, you don't know, you don't understand being a father until you're a father.
Okay. Okay. And so would you say I remember back then you said some things about Mr. Landon about, him and Mr. Joe about some sort of sausage event or something like that. Is that
Yeah,
is
well,
that do you take that back, or do you think is that still true about
no,
Landon?
I don't take that back. You know, I did walk in on a sausage party, but
Okay.
you know,
That's like chichas.
that's you know, it's his preference. Whatever he decides, you know, he wants to be with a man or a woman. I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? I just, just keep it 100.
Okay. So you don't take it back. You say if it happened, and that is what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And what happened between in your what you know and what you can't speak on? What happened between Landon and Shyla?
Well, what happened was, see, Shyla got a little bit. Okay, let me take it like this.
Okay.
Once they got a little bit of money, and then they became more of what they were. So Shyla became more of what she was when she was not a good person at that time, and so she just didn't realize that when they parted, that the cars and the money departed too, and so she just kind of got a little mean afterwards. She just went sideways. She just totally did, and the things that she did to Landon, and
Uh-huh.
by no means am I taking his side. I'm standing up for men, period. You
Yeah.
know, the same thing that her mother did to me. With these bogus restraining orders, she said that I was abused her and I was this and that, but I know for a fact that that's not the truth. Shyla, she's got a major temper. Like I said, she's a skilled fighter, and
Yeah.
so frankly, I would like to see her and Landon in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Landon wouldn't have a chance with her.
So you're saying you want to see your daughter with Landon just showcase that Landon wouldn't have a chance. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she wouldn't. He wouldn't. I mean, my daughter's trained very well. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And like, just there's no way, period, that Landon would ever be able to get the best of her physically.
Okay. What training did she take, if you don't mind me asking?
Excuse me?
What training did she take? Because you said she did some
She
training.
took karate, taekwondo,
Okay.
ninjutsu.
Okay.
Yeah, she's taking both of my daughters.
Oh, okay. And let me see. Let's see what we got here. So, what would be the main reason? So, you said, what was the main reason as to why she cut you off, Shyla?
Well, the main reason was this. Shyla, well, let me see. Let me take it back. What happened was I heard that Landon's brother, Austin, almost
The
got
double dipper.
jacked. at
Yeah.
the dealership buying a motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
And I was helping Shyla move into their new house at the time. And before we could even finish moving in, somebody leaked the address out. So I told Shyla, I said, you know what, you need some security.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't want to hear me on that. She's like, well, you're not going to be living in my house and this and that. And I said, well, I'm not trying to be the security, but you need to have some security. This is getting kind of big. And
Uh-huh.
so she didn't listen to me. So I called Landon's dad. And I told him, I
Okay.
said, well, maybe they'll listen to you, because she's just getting to be really disrespectful.
Uh-huh.
Landon's dad said the same thing. He said, well, my concern is disrespectful with him. And so I
Uh-huh.
said, just maybe you can have a word with her. And so after Landon's dad called and spoke to them, Shyla called me back that day. And the first thing she did, she called the phone. She called me a stupid Nigger. She was upset.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, she was offended that I had called Landon's father without her permission.
Uh-huh.
And so
Oh,
after
okay.
that, the chain of events happened. She gave me her dog to train, Fiji. And once I got the dog trained, she didn't want the dog anymore because she was afraid that the dog still might mess up her house. So after that, I took her dog from her. I broke in her storage. Like, this is where all the lies just started to come. And so that's when Shyla and I went sideways. And then when she put these videos out saying that, that I wasn't in her life and she never had a dad and I was on drugs and, and all this stuff. I never really seen the video, but, people I know have seen it and told me about it. And so, those are the furthest things from the truth. I've been in Shyla's life her whole life, except for these few years that she's been on YouTube. And I don't appreciate, I don't appreciate people lying on me. I don't appreciate the disrespect. And so the whole reason I even got on Instagram is because, my son put out some kind of little message saying that if something happens to me, you know who did it. He was referring to Landon and his people. So I started getting on social media anyway. You know what I'm saying? As to let you know that, my kids aren't by themselves. Even if we don't see eye to eye, I'm in the backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so now that you were speaking about that, so were you present in her early life, you would say? Were you present, and do you have any regrets?
I was been present in Shyla's life her entire life, except for these last few years. When she did the YouTube thing. She went sideways, and I just can't bow down to that. I don't care how much money you make or what goes on. You know what I'm saying? If you're a dirtbag, you're a dirtbag. And I don't appreciate that. And I know these kids are growing pains and do different things, but to poop on the ones that's been there for your entire life, most of the life. Shyla's mom took off when they were young, and I raised all three of my kids for the most part. She was in and out of life. It's totally the opposite. But I think myself, that she really didn't want people to know how black she was.
Oh, okay, so she didn't want to embrace it, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Okay,
She might have been a little embarrassed of me, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't hold my tongue. I might drive around in raggedy whips. It's my choice. And so she might have been a little embarrassed. But if she was that embarrassed, she had a housewarming party. My wife and I moved them in, fixed up their old house so they could get their deposit back, and then they had a new housewarming party. And I wasn't invited because she was afraid that I might pull up in my bucket. You know what I'm saying? I was proud of that bucket. My daughter Shanice gave me that car, and she was afraid I might pull up in that. And so she didn't invite us there. And she could have sent for an Uber for us if that was the case. If she was that embarrassed.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any regrets as a father? Is there any regrets that you have maybe as a father?
I do. I have one regret, and that's going hard. Basically, my kids knew if somebody did something to them, more than likely they would probably lose their lives. And so I regret going that hard because then there's things that I probably didn't know because they were afraid of what I was going to do if I found out about, something happening to them. So if I could take that back, I would.
Okay. Sorry about that. And the next question I have here is why is it that you're against her? Are you ever gonna fix things? You ever see fixing things with Shyla, maybe?
Well, see, it's like this, if I could fix it, I would. But in order for me to fix it, I would be down. That would mean I would have to bow down to some BS that's not true. I haven't seen my other grandchildren do to Shyla. It's just she's she would have to really change her ways and apologize first and foremost. Recant. Because that just you pick the one who has your back the tightest, like a spinal cord. and to poop on. And that's just, I can't get over it. Those are just words, but you're gonna have to woman up and admit to your lies.
Yeah, so admit to the mistakes, guys. No, nobody likes to get pooped on. And then my next question is, did she support you financially in any way?
Never. Shyla is never. Matter of fact, when Shyla decided to do YouTube, I went and maxed out my credit card about $6,000 and got her everything she needed to do what she needed to do. She's never ever supported me ever.
Never ever.
Never. Shyla's never given me a dime.
Oh, okay. And why is it that you're not speaking to your wife? What is it that? What's the reasoning behind that? You guys are
My ex-wife.
Yeah, your ex-wife. Sorry about
Well,
that.
because my ex-wife is a drama queen as well. They did certain things. Like when my daughter was alive. I didn't like the fact that how she treated my daughter. And my ex-wife, earlier in our relationship, she hired a hitman to try to get me killed for my life insurance. So we got bad blood there. But although when my daughter was alive, I was seeing my grandchildren on a regular. I would have them for weeks at a time. And so when things went bad with me and Shyla, she jumped on the bandwagon with her mother. And now I haven't seen my grandchildren in over a year. And when my daughter died, I didn't like the fact that Shyla didn't want to have anything to do with my daughter when she was alive. And I begged her to help my daughter put her on to start her channel. My daughter was like, she was prostituting, she was doing drugs, she was doing all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? So Shyla was embarrassed of her. Didn't want to, didn't want people to see that was her sister. And even when she dies, she goes and puts a picture of her on her deathbed on her page. You know what I'm saying? For monetary gain. So, there's a lot of things I totally disagree with. And her mother, they backed it up. Her mom went and got all these surgeries and stuff like that are done, and when Shyla came to her, like asking advice about getting surgeries and stuff, she took her by the hand and took her to her doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing wrong with her nose. I know she made up some story about she couldn't breathe and stuff. That's the Michael Jackson story. There was nothing wrong with Shyla's nose, except for her little brother maybe teased her a little bit, calling her big nose. But there was nothing wrong with her. She was beautiful. She got her first $40,000 or $50,000. She ran right to a plastic surgeon. I don't agree. And I figure if I was in her life, that definitely would not have happened. But
I got a quick question. A quick question to interrupt right there. Quick question to interrupt. So were you kind of offended that she switched her nose? Is what I'm understanding, that she wasn't proud of her nose.
I'm definitely offended. I'm grieving a nose. No, all jokes aside, I can understand if you had a health problem and you needed to, get some surgery done. But Shyla knew she was already fine. She just wanted to be finer.
Oh, okay. And then my next question here is, because Shyla did mention this, that you were on drugs, that you were mentally ill, this and that. What do you have? What do you have to say about that?
You know what, man? I've been diagnosed with a mood disorder, but I think that everybody has mood disorders. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's no mental. I'm not on SSI. I don't get a check from the government for mental disabilities. When you don't agree with somebody or you lose it or whatever, they want to call you mental or crazy because there's no depth that I won't go. If I love you, I love hard. So you might want to call it crazy, but if somebody does something to my loved ones, I'm gonna do something.
Okay, I understand that. And then we have your relationship with the Ace family. What's your relationship with Austin McBroom and Catherine now?
Well, you know what? We really don't have too much of a relationship at all, except for this internet business, so I really don't care to have one related. I really don't know them personally at all. But when they were doing all this boxing and stuff, you know what I mean. I would definitely love to get in the ring with one of them.
With which one in particular would you?
Either one of them or all three of them.
By all three of them, you're referring to you got the Austin McBroom double dipper, Landon, and then who's the third one?
Is Daddy, if you want to get it.
The Daddy as well. Okay, Daddy Yankee as well. Okay, just making sure here. But you have no issues with them. No comments about the Ace family.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And people think that that I was taking sides for Catherine McBroom. I just spoke my opinion. That's the truth. I don't see why this woman has any reason to be jealous over Shyla at all.
Yeah, do you remember that they had some sort of beef, Shyla and Catherine? Do you have any comment? Do you know why they had that tension going on?
I think Shyla wanted to be just like Catherine. I think she wanted that. The thing is, whatever they did with their money, they saved some of it, they have some of it. Shyla's dead broke right now, so she's bitter. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So the LNS is over with. You're gonna have to do something different. Now all that domestic violence shit that you lied about, it came back to bite you in the butt because now you lost all your endorsements over domestic violence. Scott don't like ugly. You know what I mean? And so I advise her just to keep it 100.
I understand. And speaking of that, do you remember her clothing line that she had some scamming going around about that? Do you have any comments about that? What's that going on about your dog
Well,
scamming?
it's like this. People get desperate when their funds run out, and she knew that she was not going to be giving these people their merchandise.
Uh-huh.
She should have never did the pre-orders in the first place. She should have never did that, and it was just like a easy move to get some money. It was a jack move. That's what I look at it. It was a jack move. You know what I mean? And she jacked the ones who she could get over on, the ones who trusted her. And and then she wants guys the nerve to start posting stuff. Nobody want to see nothing from me. They want to know where their money is. I just think that's messed up, because her fans go hard for her.
Yeah. Did you see when she had that altercation with the people she had business with over the company?
I
Did you see?
did.
Oh, okay, okay.
I did, and I just know, Shyla is the biggest. I mean, I'll tell you what, man, she should get a Grammy for the acting she did. She's the biggest liar I know. She would look straight to your face and lie to you.
Okay.
No doubt. I didn't know her to be this way. You know what I mean? I know as a kid, she lied a little bit, but as an adult to be a chronic liar like this, I don't know where she gets that from. I don't understand it, And here's,
Uh-huh.
it's a terrible thing. I mean, all of us lie at one point or another, but to build up your whole situation on a lie is terrible.
Yeah. So, and then Landon's parents, what do you have any comments towards that? I know you said Austin and Catherine you had, but what about the
Well,
parents of Landon?
I'm gonna give shout outs to Landon's mother, you know what I'm saying? Because she believed in Shyla and Landon in the beginning, and when it came time for them to look good and to buy these new vehicles and these houses and stuff, they didn't have any money, so the mom put up that money. She
Uh-huh.
put up all that money for them over time, and so whenever they would get a check, most likely the majority of it was going to the mother. And so in the end, Shyla wanted to skip out and not pay the mom. That's why she had control over that bank account so she could make sure she got her money. And so, and then, now she's the enemy, but nobody else was trusting Shyla with 10 and 20, $30,000.
Yeah. So she wanted to control all the money, basically.
Exactly. Well, when they split up and they were over with, now she's trying to make up stories like, well, Landon owes me $100,000 in bills or this, that, and the other, which is not the truth. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to pay back the loan that they borrowed, from Landon's mom. Business is business. You gotta pay people. If you take money from them, you gotta pay them back. And
Yeah.
so she just felt like, that's Landon's mother. You might not have to pay her, but you do. That's not your mom.
Yeah. I understand. And then to wrap it all up, this is kind of more like on the fun question side. When I was looking up your name, I saw something to do with Stevie Wonder. Are you related to Stevie Wonder? What was that all about?
That's my biological father.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, he's my uncle, my cousin, and my father.
Okay. So, but I was seeing that you went to jail for impersonating, or you're actually related to him.
Excuse me?
I saw what is it that you went to jail for? Because I saw that you went to
I
jail for
went to
something.
jail for attempt extortion. And what that was about, I did a biography of my own life story.
Uh-huh.
And his lawyers entrapped me and made it look like I was threatening to tell a secret if I didn't, $5 million secret. Basically, the secret was that I'm the product of incest. If I didn't receive $5 million, I was going to tell that. They
Uh-huh.
put all that in the media. You know what I'm saying? I never extorted anybody. And since then, that's been wiped off my record and everything. But, it was just the fact that, they didn't want the truth to be known. Basically, Stevie Wonder and his little sister had a baby, and that's me.
Oh, okay, okay. So he's your real dad. Stevie
He's my
Wonder's your
real
actual.
dad. He's my real dad. I'm a product of incest. You know what I'm saying? My mom and dad are brother and sister.
Oh, okay. So that's Shayla's grandpa. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. And that's all the questions I do have here. Is there anything else that you do want to add to the conversation? Any final message out there? If Shayla does see this, is there anything else that you do want to
Well,
tell her?
Shyla, if you're watching this, get mad, get over it, get mad enough to do the right thing. Sometimes anger will push you to do the right thing. When you get mad, you might clean up better, you might do your job better. So get mad and get honest with yourself, most and foremost. You know what I'm saying? And don't hate on Landon because he did the right thing by letting his child see her grandfather. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You have no reason why except for all your BS. Now cut it out. It's went too far. And if you don't, it's your own loss. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing things in the future, working on a biography, movies. We got a whole lot of things going on in the future. And if you want to be a part of it, get yourself together.
I understand. Now, I appreciate that. The walkers do walk, and thank you for joining us today.
You got it, man. Anytime.
Any last comments? Concerns? No questions. Sorry about that. And I really do appreciate it, though, Mr. Walker's Walk. If you are watching this, there's no other questions. I got to do what I got to do. All right, guys, that's it for today. Make sure to stay tuned. I'm going to make all the TikToks right now. I'm going to be editing the video really, really quick. Thank you for all the love and support. I do appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing way better in these interviews. For all the people saying, oh my God, why did you do it? Look, we're a villain. We interview villains. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. Sorry about that. And I really do appreciate you guys.